Good morning and welcome to Bizchicks TV. Okay, so it's Tuesday, right? That means that we're going to be talking the crucial element with marketing coach TJ today. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. And without further ado, we got the digital diva in the house, TJ Johnson, all the way from New York City. Take it away.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new week. It's great to be doing what we're doing. I mean, I feel like things are happening faster than I anticipated, especially with online online stuff, the creator economy, things available for small business owners, and I like to talk about them here. So we're going to talk today about a little bit about chat gpt and the AI tools. I mean, just because it's just the hottest thing going, and I every time I go in I see something different. So but let me, before we start diving into that, and also the Canva, let me not forget Canva, because Canva's great. Canva's really great. Like,
Mm,
it's chat gpt, but you can go further with it as far as making content. But we talked about that. All this month is about content, because, and I'm going to tell you why. And it's always been about content. It's not anything new.
no,
It's just that the process is changing. The way we approach it is changing because social media changes, because that's life. Things change. So we have to adapt to it. I know there's grumblings about it's going to take people's jobs, and it's going to switch things up. And I heard a quote or read a quote the other day. I forgot where it was. It was like, if you're already good, this is going to make you greater. It's going to make you greater. And then I put on my Instagram something about good content will take you far, but great content will take you farther. I think I did something like that. Like, you're going to go better, faster, stronger, because of the tools, and they're going to change. So we have to keep up with the changes. And I feel like I got to explain to you why this thing is just taking off like firecrackers, gangbusters. It's everywhere. I mean, I look at my feedly, and there's always stuff about AI tools and chat GPT and this and that and that, and people can't get in and they want to get in, and it's a frenzy. It's for and for people that create content. And I don't know if I'm explaining it right. This is like the thing that I said a change was coming. I didn't know what it was. This is the thing.
yeah,
And
yeah, this was
but
good. Um, because what you showed us last week, I was amazed. I wrote an article for Bizchicks that we used yesterday.
ooh,
I was like, oh, what are the three pillars of a successful business? And
right.
it went ding, and I was like, really? That is all I had to do? And
Um,
and I know what the three pillars are, but to have them lined up and all I had to do was go in there and clean it up a little bit. I was like, oh yeah, see.
right. So you see it. And I think more and more people are starting to see it, but there we can go further with it. We can go more. There's more to come. So you got to get used to it, as it is basically. And I know people are using it and saying, write me a blog post, write me a this, write me a that. But the crucial factor in all of this for making content, why we make content, is because for business owners, we're using content to draw people into what we're doing, our world, and using the call to action to make sales revenue. That's what it's about. So people aren't seeing that. Well, how does ChatGPT and Canva, how does that get me sales? Well, what's the engine that runs online from the beginning? Not even social media, the internet. What was the thing that ran the internet? Content.
Information,
Information,
content.
right? We called it remember when we called it the information super highway?
Yes.
We're talking about content. We're talking about content, and while we're talking, I'm looking for something. So if you want to
Ye-
expand on,
Yeah, because it has always been your story. What are you putting out to the audience? And I was working, Terry and I were looking at something with Canva, and we came up with EIEO. You know, EIEIO. Okay, anyway, EI is educate, inform, entertain, and make an offer. I was like, oh, wow. So we now have a simple formula, but I still have to have the uh, education quality. I'm still supposed to be able to bring something from my knowledge into the in bring it out onto the
right,
internet. I need to share what I know, the value that I bring, and then I need to inform people, educate, inform, entertain, say something entertaining, to engage with people who get you, who are or who want to get you.
exactly. And I'm sorry, guys, because I use so many devices. I thought it was on here. Now it's on my laptop. So I'm looking real quick because I have something that I want to show. So
And so with all of that said, is you still have to have your story straight. You still need to you still need to organize your thoughts, your content, your information, the information that you want to share with the world needs to be succinct, in order, palatable, all of the things we just talked about, engaging. TJ
right,
is information. She's bringing us things that, okay, so today we're getting an education. We are getting information, right? We
right,
are learning about a tool that is, hit the scene, and it's been out there for a while. We just never knew about it. Now everybody knows about it. Everybody wants it. Uh, but the tool is just that it'll take what you have and make it better. It's not going to create what you don't have.
right. Now I have. Oh, I'm trying to. I thought I had it in the chat GPT, but it's not there. Let me refresh it. Because what I'm saying, the crucial factor is okay, content, we have the call to action that's going to hopefully lead to sales and revenue, but there's a crucial factor, there's something there that we need to make that work, because people are putting content out and they have a call to action, nothing's happening. Well, you've got to have your audience, you've got to have a following, you, and it
What?
doesn't have to be millions of people, right?
You mean that you have to have people to talk to?
Yes, you have people that are looking at what you're saying, what you're doing online. And the fact is that people think, well, okay, I have, okay, so say my Instagram, I have like 500 something followers or whatever. And to someone else out there, they're like, "Oh, well, that's nothing." I mean, to me, that's 500 people.
What
Can
that
you
are
imagine 500 people in a room that you get
right
to talk to?
that are interested in what you have to say.
Right.
These people bought into you. These 500 people said, I want to hear what you have to say. Tell me something that's going to help me. Instead
Right.
of 5 million people and only 500 of them actually want to hear what you have to say. It's never been about the big, huge numbers.
Exactly. So now I played around with GPT because I'm thinking, okay, so yes, it makes content. Yes, I have my system where I have my setup, whether it's a website, a Shopify store, a membership. Last week we talked to Linus about the things that she wanted to accomplish, and we were saying that she has a Facebook group of what, 19, I think it was
1,000.
19,000, which is
Mhm.
pretty dang good. That's nothing to sneeze at. There's people that got, well, I think one of my groups I got 50. She's got 19,000. So that's an audience. So she
Yes.
has that. So
And
when she makes content, like she I think she's having a webinar and she puts out the call, she's going to put out a link. Hey guys, in February we're doing a webinar about XYZ. I know you want to, don't miss this. Here's the link to sign up. Boom. Where does she put that? Out on social media, but we were saying to have her funnel it into the group first because she's got an audience. So
Right.
that's the crucial factor. Cause say her Instagram or her everything that she has online is, I hate to say low numbers. People looking for millions of followers. She's got enough followers to have an audience.
Right.
19,000 nothing, and that's just on Facebook. So she's on Clubhouse, she's on Instagram, she's gonna put the call out. And
Right.
guess what? People are gonna come. Now, what if you don't have a group of 19,000 people who consume your content and you put something out and say, well, I've heard it's easy to make money online or to run my business and get revenues and grow my business. Let me make some content and put it out. And then there's a dribble, one or two people, and you're going, well, what happened? Because I see other people, they're making millions, and my efforts aren't doing that. So what's the crucial factor that's missing?
Of the audience.
Yes.
So with Linus as being our example here, Linus built that audience over a 10-year period or so.
Yes, I think we mentioned that.
Yeah, interacting with the people who did come. She would put out content and people said, hey, I like this, I want more. And so she kept engaging with the people, kept putting things out there, and she never stopped. That, I think that's a crucial part of the crucial element,
right?
Is not stopping.
That's a part of it. That's a part of building the audience, growing the audience. So she knew that first.
So she grew an audience first, and she talked to them and kept talking to them until now she has 19,000. So that when she says, I'm having a webinar, then she has several people, not in, what is it? Maybe, what was it? 3 to 5% would respond to the webinar.
Right. A good, return and response is like 3 to 5%. Engagement rates across social media as a whole, as if you're looking at Instagram or whatever, there's ways to measure it, but a good thing is like 3%. So she's got that. So the thing is like, okay, well, she started with just, okay, I'm gonna get out there and talk about what I want to talk about. I want to put my message out. Now she's at the point where she has an audience, but how do we get to that point where you get 19,000 people in your group? Well, Chat GPT can help with that. Canva Write can help with that. Whatever AI tool you can write with that. Remember, the key to these tools is what you ask it. Garbage in, garbage out.
Oh. Basics. Okay, so we're back to the basics. So you still have to have something to say. You still have to bring value in your content, because if you got garbage content, are people going to stick around for that?
Right. So, but how do we find out what that is to build the audience of what they want? Usually you ask questions, you do a survey, you research, you go to forums, websites, you go online, you Google search, wherever you're searching, right? You're searching.
Okay, so you're answering a specific question that the audience has.
Right, but how do you know what that question is what I'm saying. How do you know what the question is?
By going to, like you just said, going to ask people the question.
Or you could do, you have to do some research.
Right.
And go ahead.
So it's not a set it and forget it type of thing. You really got to do some work.
Well, this is the thing. If you don't know the question, you can't provide the answer. I'll put it like that.
Right.
So you've got to discover the question.
And so I need to know what questions to my audience are asking.
So where do we find that? We go online now, and it's social media now. Before that, it was Google and Bing and the search engines. Before that, What was it before the internet? You talk to people. Okay.
You
The Fuller Brush salesman.
knocked
The
on knocked on the door, and
Yes, the I'm thinking the vacuum cleaner salesman, the encyclopedia salesman.
then they probably asked random people, so what is your challenge as a homeowner, or a housewife, when they went to the
Right.
door.
And then, we always had data. But back then they had, somebody that would phone call or get the numbers for a particular city or neighborhood and say, well, how many are housewives? How many have families and they have 2.3 kids? Or those numbers. That data's always been there. It was someone had to dig it up out of a book or ask somebody on the phone or something like that. And then they would know what neighborhood to go into, suburbs, and they would look at what was in the backyard, what was in the toys. Oh, kids. I'm gonna knock on this door because they got kids and they're gonna need encyclopedias.
Oh, so
Then when they knocked on the door, they knew the court. Good morning, ma'am. Da, 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 da. Did you know, la la la, or do your kid? That's how it proceeded.
they studied to find
Yeah,
out
I mean, because you could get data from the local chamber of commerce or the city or whatever entity manages your neighborhood. There's always
right,
data, like the number of households in this area, and because that's information when you pay property tax and stuff like that. So they could get that, but
because
that would narrow it down for them as to, okay, this neighborhood. And now we're getting into real estate, and you know what I'm saying, like the
right.
neighborhood. But how would you know which house had kids? Because that information, it may be there, but it may not be. So how would they find it? The smart
Okay,
ones would canvas. That's what I'm
right.
getting
And
at,
they would
canvas.
walk and take a look to see, just like you said, oh, there's a swing set in the backyard. So there are
There's a
possibly
play set.
kids.
There's a swimming pool. There's a this. There's
Okay.
a that.
There's bikes on the driveway. There's stuff
And you
happening.
could tell the age of the kids by the is it a tricycle or a bicycle? Is it a small one? Is it large? Is it pink or is it so canvassing and using the human brain to say what is that and let me classify it.
The
That's how it
powers
was
of
done back then.
the powers of observation come into
Yes.
play.
Now Mark has a comment.
Hey, Mark. Good morning, sir. Mark said, for me, I find that it is more effective to create a framework rather than presenting a blank page. If you focus on the problem, challenge, obstacle, what is not working, you will generally get volumes of information. In contrast, when you ask people what they want, you often get little to no response. Use the shared challenges to provide probable solutions.
Okay.
So, finding out what they don't like can tell you what they like, is if I'm hearing Mark correctly.
Right. I mean, some of it is process of elimination. Getting the negative gives you the positive. Get the positive, give you the negatives. But all of that was a long process before now. So now, what I'm trying to say is that your content, before it works and does the job that you want it to do, which is, I was saying, the call to action, and then getting them to buy, getting them into whatever your goal is, you must know the audience first. You must know them in some form of fashion. And we just talked about the old fashioned way of doing it that we don't do anymore because we have devices. We have computers that okay, in the blink of an eye, boom, I get the answer to. We were saying last week about learning the multiplication tables. And if you wanted to multiply something, you had to think about the tables in your head and do it on paper. We don't do that anymore, right?
Nope, we pull out a
I
calculator.
don't even do that. I just say, hey, thingy, what's
This time,
365 times 500?
so we're using our voice activated
Device.
assistant.
And I said thingy because if I say her name, everybody's
Yes,
gonna
they
wake
all
up.
wake up.
Yeah, I don't want. And I hate when I'm watching TV and they say, name do this. And I'm like, stop manipulating my device through your commercial.
Right.
Uh
And yeah, they
yeah,
do.
I hate when they do that. But see, you don't have to pull out the paper and the pen and calculate this and that and then get a result and carry the one and all that great stuff that we had to do in school. And I know older folks get mad at the younger kids because they don't have to do that, but that's the world we live in because we have devices that
Right. And because that you should learn your timetable. Really, do I really?
they don't teach that. They don't teach that.
They teach you how to use a calculator.
Right, because there's good and bad to that. I'm just trying everybody to see the good. There's always bad to that. I always say social media and online and internet is a tool. It depends on, who's holding the tool, what the intent is, good or bad. So we're looking at all of that. I'm always looking at the good. So to get back to this is like you have to know your audience. You have to know who you want to attract. You have to know things about them. And we just talked about some of the longer ways where I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
As a business owner, because now you can buy data. You can go to Statista or Pew Research or what they have data, and you can say, oh, da, da, da. But the line between all of this is getting shorter and shorter, is what I want to point out. So, getting back to Chat GPT, and it can help you with that. Okay. Is
Marcia,
everybody ready? Bar says, can we teach cashiers how to count back change? Don't put the change on top of the bills. Get on my lawn. Mark, we're going to be cashless and they're not going to have to know that.
look, coins for what?
Blockchain, that's all I'm going to say. Blockchain is not ready, but it will be. Just like these AI tools weren't ready, but now it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to learn a new set of skills. I'm sorry, that's just that's just how it is. Okay, another example. Remember, well, we don't remember, but there was a time when there was no refrigeration. So what would a woman running a household do? They had people bring ice in the house.
Yeah.
And then right, and then they had to figure out how to make the food not spoil with the ice and the this and the, and so someone came along and made the refrigerator. It was like, oh, just put it in there and walk away. But there was a process before that
Right.
of 20 steps, and now it's one. That's
Right.
my point.
And now the refrigerator talks to you, brings you water,
Refrigerator talks to
orders.
you, orders food, does all kind of things, right? That you
Right.
can't live without. Well, some people can't live without.
And okay, this was a thing. Because the way they were doing it before was a lot harder.
Right. That's my point. It was a lot harder. So again, one step, two steps versus 20, 30 steps. And we've forgotten those. Well, we weren't a lot, but that process is there. If you look at history, there's always something that, okay, build a better mousetrap. That's all I can say. Is that is what comes from innovators, and that is what they're having in mind when they're deciding we're going to go from candlelight to filament bulbs. We're going to go from this to that's the leap we're doing with content. It doesn't look like it right now, but it is.
Oh, we've gone from the outhouse to an actual bathroom.
As far as content and in this respect, that we always look at things like what's going to save small business owners time.
And it definitely does save time,
Mm-hmm.
because you can spend hours trying to write
A blog post,
a
an
blog
article,
post or an article.
a social media post, which
And
we should just spit it out and move on. And I forgot who it was a couple weeks ago said that they spent hours agonizing over social media posts, and I'm like, no, we don't want to do that.
especially when social media is so fast, you don't need to, okay, get up, do your post. You don't want to be.
Doesn't have to be perfect because you're like, oh, I want this to work. I want this to reach 1 million people. That's not going to happen because of the crucial factor of your audience, right?
Yeah.
So how do we increase that? How do we bring more people in? You got to know what they want, what their pain points are, what their problems are, what their wants are, their needs, their passions. What do they desire?
And when you got into business, you knew this stuff.
Yes,
You
this is
you
not new.
already you know this stuff.
This is
So
not new.
what we're doing with GPT and AI, it's taking what you know and packaging it faster.
Right. Okay. So the purpose of this is, like I said, the element that's missing is the audience in this. The larger audience you have, the more you're going to see in the end funnel of this content and call to action. You're going to see more results revenue wise because there's a larger audience. But also remember, we don't want everybody. Everybody's not your customer because they're not going to pay attention. Why? Because they're not going to pay attention to anything that doesn't apply to them. I
Right.
don't have that problem. I don't care about that. I care about XYZ. And that's okay because that person or those group of people, your business might not be a fit for them, but someone they know maybe. But if they pay attention and they remember, and then they say weeks later they have a conversation with a family member or a friend or something, they say, oh, they have a problem. Oh, I just saw somebody on the internet, I saw somebody on Instagram, I saw on TikTok, wherever, blah blah blah, go check it out, their username is blah, whatever
Right.
it is, because they either saved it or remembered it, or they can go back and search. See
That's
how that
really
works?
good. That's good.
See how that works? So that's why you don't want everybody. Everybody's not your customer, and nor should they be.
Because you could waste a lot of time on the people who are not really your customer.
Yes.
One, they probably are not going to talk to you about stuff, and they're just on your
They're
database.
not interested. So why are you're wasting your breath on someone who's not interested? So
Oh,
again, everybody's not your customer on social.
it's
Some industries are not going to get millions, even thousands of followers because of the type of industry and the interest in it.
right.
That's why we fashion and entertainment, uh and those types of industries, they get a lot of exposure, a lot of excitement because of the type of industry it is. So if you're in lawnmowers, that's a whole different ball of wax. You're a dry cleaner, that's a whole different ball of wax. So you're not going to get everybody. You said, well, everybody's got clothes. Well, they might not have clothes that need your service because they
Exactly.
laundry. They put them in the wash and the dryer, and they're happy. So that's what I mean. So let's get into it. So this is the thing. We've got to have an audience. We got to work on building it. And I was talking about the process before of how do you gather the interest? How do you see where they are, where to, that was a lot of time and work. So now there's something to help us tweak that time just a little. So if you go to Chat GPT, which I will show you now, and then you're just going to put in the information that's going to help with that. Okay, so here's our Chat GPT. I already typed and paste. Well, I already typed this. I'm just going to paste it. I hope this is, yes. Okay. So if you see that,
Yes.
okay, I'm going to hit enter.
It said write the wants, needs, issues, problems, goals, fears of small business owners. Shut up. So now you know what to focus your articles on.
Does anybody care about this? Does anybody care about what this thing is spitting out? That now I can look at this and
This is because you didn't a lot of people are asking it to write the article, but this right here did the research.
well, see, now the thing is, there's some limitation to this. You can't tell Chat GPT to write an ebook; it won't do that. There's a limit of like how much information you can get it to do for you. For now, that's
Right.
coming. That's coming where it will do all of that. But this, look at this. So I need to know what's going on with small business owners, and I can go even further with that. And I did. Let me see if I did another one. Let me see. Let me see how that came out.
So this right here can still help the person who is the writer or the one who's doing. All you did was get some ideas of what small business owners are facing, a challenge that they are facing.
Okay, so now this is one I was like, well, what are the needs, wants, problems, desires? I forgot what I did on the other one, but this is what I remembered. What they want to buy a house plant. I sell plants. Now this one, it's not. It didn't come out as great
The other one.
as the other one, right? So if I go back in, I
And
want
maybe a different way to ask that question, because it
right,
says, what are the needs of and wants of problems, desires of a person who wants to buy a house plant? How
right. And I was
about
trying
the
to think
one,
how would we change that? Because that I wasn't really good with this one.
um, a per, how to problems people have growing,
But see, now that's not somebody that wants to buy. That's somebody with a garden
right?
growing.
But how? Okay, how? Okay, because I know it's a person who wants to buy a house plant. Um, challenges every house challenges faced by people who want to buy a house plant, maybe
I was
because it's
trying to think.
the directive is the buying of the house plant is the main crucial thing. So
Okay, so it's spitting out the same thing. So
so it
this
has to
would go ahead.
so I think it has to start with challenges of people who want to buy a house plant. I think that might
Let's try
be,
that one.
yeah, see, it's giving
Okay,
you,
so all right, that was better. Cause see, I was taking it from the one when I did with the small business owners. I was like, well, I don't really like what it spit out. But see, it's because of the way I asked it. So
yes, so now,
now this is better, right? Challenges of people who want to buy a house plant. And I'm gonna take this and I want to go over to Canva.
yeah, because difficulty in selecting the house plant, the da 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 da, all of that. Yeah.
See, Canva will spit out something a little different, and each AI tool will spit out something differently. That's okay.
All
That's why
right.
you want to have more access to more than one.
Jill Bernard said, "What site is this? Would love to look more into it. I do everything manually thus far." And Jill, that is Chat GPT, and now we're going to go look at Canva. And then Mark said, "What are the benefits of owning a house plant?" Which is
That's a good one too.
right,
But I'm looking more for the person who has the intent to buy.
right.
That's where I'm going at this. And let me I want to
Yeah.
copy what we said, the challenges of people.
And Jill Bernard is saying buying is easiest, deciding what plant to buy that is challenging. And that's why we put in there the challenges that a person who wants to buy is facing. Yeah. And Jill said Chat GPT. Yes.
Okay,
So
hold
we're
on.
gonna now we're doing the side by, what is this?
I'm going to Canva, so I'll just copy it and paste it so I can't see what you guys are saying.
Yeah, so what criteria should be utilized in selecting house plants? And that's what we did. We wanted to know a person who bought, what's the challenge in buying a house
Okay,
plant?
let me come back before I switch. So oh, did you what site is this? Would look did we
Yes,
answer that?
yes. Jill, this, yeah, I told her it's Chat GPT. And then we're going to go and do this is like a taste test. We're going to go over to Canva and see what Canva is
Okay,
saying.
I want to bring Jill's comment up. Buying is easiest, deciding what plant to buy. That is challenging. Maybe that was spit something out more specific. And this is see now I want to bring this up because we're talking about building an audience and using ChatGPT to get into the mind of why they buy. That's why I'm not there. You're a couple steps ahead. Deciding what plant to buy. I want to get to the people. Why do they want to buy a plant? That's what I
Right.
want.
Right.
Not what plant, because see, that's another step. They're already past, I want to buy. I need to know which one. And that's good too. But what I'm saying is about building an audience. We got to get to the first thing.
The
First
foundational.
thing
Yeah.
in their mind. Not what type of plant. Why would they want to buy a plant? Everybody getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's no, that's Jill has a good point, but that's a couple steps ahead. That's another step on the journey of content that gets your audience engaged and turns them into customers, because buying is at the end. So we don't want to start with buying just yet. I want to get in it. Why do they want a plant?
And
Is
this is
everybody getting this?
this is for the person who is a plant owner.
No, not even
Plant
that.
store. I'm sorry.
Not even a plant owner.
Plant store person wanting to know the type of people, what the challenges are of a person wanting to buy plants. What do they
But
feel?
what makes them want the plant? That's what I want.
Right.
Not the challenge. All of this, you guys are right. That's there. I'm here at step 1, step A. I'm
Yes.
in my house and I have no plants. Does the
Why do
idea just suddenly jump into my head to get a plant? Does everybody see what I'm saying? I want to start at the very beginning. You guys are making lots of good points for content on the journey. I'm starting. So let me go to Canva and let's see what Canva says. And I have other tools. I don't want to confuse you.
Okay,
Each
these two are
tool
the
works
top.
different.
These two are the top ones for me.
As far as I love Canva, I love both. I love Canva because we can take that. Remember, we talked about, and I showed you how you could take it from idea to content, boom, and just turn it into graphics,
right?
And then post it and move on to the next thing. So that's why Canva has that above Chat GPT right now, but that is coming. All of this is coming. That's why I'm like, do you see it? It's coming. It's like we're looking at the little point here, but there's this whole thing out there that's coming.
Yes.
All right, so let me bring up. So this is what I put in Canva. Let me see that. Do I need to zoom it? Is it okay?
We can zoom
it. Want to zoom it?
Yeah, zoom it a bit. I can't. I mean, because
yeah, the text part. Okay, let's bring it up. Better?
Yes.
Okay. This is what I had from before. I'm going to put the one that we did the challenges. What are the needs, wants, problems, desires of a person who wants to buy a house plant? They need to find a plant. They want a plant that is aesthetically pleasing. They may have problems finding plants that are easy to care for. They're looking for a particular type of plant. Okay, this is okay. This is good. Now let's put in the one that we put in before, the challenges. Let me see if I copied. Yes. All right. So let's see what we get with this. All right. Sometimes it takes a while.
It is thinking.
Now, see, this is a better question, and this is why more than one head, more than one mind. So now buying a house plant can be a great way to add beauty and life to your home. But there are a few challenges. So it goes into the the difficulty of finding a plant that fits in with your home decor. It goes into some other things. And the good thing about this get that tool out of here. The good thing about this Canva is like I could come in here and just separate this into bullet points, and then I can make a presentation, which we did before. But I'm just going to show you. I just like them, and that's my other graphic tool that's doing that, because it comes in, and I want to see. Now I like this. This is what I like. Out of all of that, because we're starting at the beginning. We're not talking about fitting in with decor. We're not talking about challenges with particular plants and the care. Buying a house plant can be a great way to add beauty and life to your home. That's what I want. Because I want those people. Because they're going to get to the other stuff.
Right.
But I got to catch them when they're in this thought. Does everybody get that?
Yes.
So between Chat GPT and Canva, I found what I wanted in, well, how long did that take us? 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And I'm
Mark,
going, okay, why would somebody want to buy a plant?
to add beauty and life to their home.
And there's
Uh,
other stuff, but that's
right.
the germ of it. Remember, I told you way back, I said I have ideas, and then I put the idea, unfinished ideas, and Chat GPT and Canva will expound on them and help me with it. Because I'm like, okay, what else? So I could take that and go, what else?
Jill asks,
Let me go back.
could
Yeah,
you
let me.
ask why do people want to buy a house plant?
Okay, see, let's ask that.
And then Mark has something we'll put up in just a second too, because
Why do
Mark has
people
a
want to
long.
buy house plants? Okay, see, you're getting to where I want you to get to. We were talking about all the benefits and the this. Now I want to get to that. So let me say it to me because I don't.
Um,
Why?
why do people want to buy house plants?
I'm not even putting the question mark. I don't even do punctuation because it doesn't need it.
Because it is funny because, okay, people who text don't use them. I like this answer.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. Do you see where we're getting somewhere? Do you see this? Do you guys see? I mean, am I the only one that's excited by this? Am I the only one? I must be the only one. Something that takes forever now took us.
It was less than 30 seconds. People who often want to buy house plants for a variety of reasons.
This is how you increase your audience if this is your thing. I'm that energy garden guy that I talked about in Dallas that he makes the terrariums and the this and that. He's at the end. I want to start at the beginning. Why would I want that? Why would I want those beautiful plant sculptures and things? And he makes moss walls and grass walls, all those things that are popular. He makes those, but he has to go as a business owner. Who would want that and why?
Right.
That's your audience, which your audience is you educate them with more content and you lead them to the path of call to action. And that's when they buy. And they'll gladly buy. You don't have to coerce them or anything because it's something they want.
Exactly. Because you tuned into their need and their desire. You
Yes.
why they wanted to buy house plants. And Mark has a long comment, but
Okay.
Gil's made this. She says it's a shortcut to market research. That's
Boom.
exactly it.
That's what I was saying earlier when I was giving you all those examples about the Fuller Brush Man and the encyclopedia and all, because all of those things they go into the art of selling. You just can't sell something because, well, as a business owner, you're in love with your product. And let me take this off for a minute. We'll come back. As a business owner, you're in love with your business. Oh, this is the greatest thing ever. To who? To you. Did you research and find out who your audience is and not just go, oh, women between the ages of 21 and 34 who went to college and did. No. Psychographics. Why?
Yes.
Those are numbers. They just sit on the shelf. Numbers. Look good on the chart. Numbers. How do we use the information we need to grow an audience, which when you make your content and you have a call to action and you have a system for people to buy from you online, they do so willingly. Do so willingly.
Mm.
That's the thing, the crucial element, the crucial fact that people are missing online. They just think, I'll put up a Shopify store, I'll post some reels and tell them in the link in the caption, go to my link in bio and buy. Why?
You haven't addressed why I need to come follow you.
Human beings are motivated by wants and needs. Is that what is that hierarchy of needs? I keep forgetting the guy's name. Like,
Laszlo's.
yes, that is very important. People don't buy out of a vacuum. They don't buy because whatever. Especially online, you have to do the educating part. How do you educate? You have to know their wants, needs, desires, passions, pain points, what keeps them up at night. And how do you get all that information? Well, look, we got some tools that can help us do that easily. And we as humans taking that data and moving on with it and going, oh,
That the market research.
okay, I didn't see in the comments, so let's go back.
This is
Um,
Mark's comment. He said, from my word hero, the first reason is that houseplants can improve air quality in the home by removing toxics. So he ran the sentence
mm-hmm.
in word hero, and this is what came up. Another reason why people want to buy houseplants is because they provide mental health benefits and stress relief and improve mood.
I love the last one.
And
That
you notice each AI we used had a different spin on it.
mm-hmm. Each tool will give you something different.
Right now, I think Canvas was more complete than the Chat GPT when we asked it that first question.
Yeah, the what did I say? What are the wants, needs, problems? Was
Right.
that it?
Yeah, and when it didn't spit it out the way it what you wanted, but when you put that same question in Canva, it did spit it out more so the way you want it.
Okay, I'm going to switch back over to Chat GPT because I just put why do people want to buy house plans, and it spit out some of Mark's from Word Hero, but it added some more. Celebrate special occasions as a hobby and interest. To counteract the effects of living in a concrete jungle. So
And
each
it's
one is going to
true.
give you something different,
Each
right?
Yes. Jill has another question here. She
Okay.
says, I wonder if the AI can look at a long page of testimonials and ask it, why do most people love it?
Um, I will work on that, but if it doesn't do it today, it will do it by the end of the year.
Why do most people love whatever it is? Why do most people love blank?
Right. Cause see, we're using ChatGPT to, the benefits of the this and that. I want to get into psychologically why. Because
Mhm.
that is where you connect.
Yes. And Mark said, I'm changing courses. I'm going to open a garden center.
But this ties into the health and wellness, mental wellness. I said wellness was going to be a thing.
Hmm.
Just give me a minute, guys. Just a second. I got to pull this up.
And so Jill says she came in late, but it's great info. Yeah, this is really good info, Jill. It's making things a lot easier, especially the market research. It took the pain out of that, and so AI is not a monolith. It is not something we need to be afraid of. So Jill said AI is not a monolith. Oh, okay. So, what market research, how will I am not sure. You can ask it the same question multiple times. It may give you a different answer. It may tweak it. So I would tell you to play with that, Jill. And you had another question. This is you don't need the pro version. You do not need the pro version.
Jill saying if you ask it the same, I don't think it will. Some may. I have not tried that, but we did ask it different. We asked in a different way. We didn't ask the same question over and over because we're gonna get the same thing. We asked it in a different way.
So, and then her other question up above that was, um, did is this with the Canva Pro or
No, this is regular Canva.
regular Canva? You do not need the Pro for this.
Right. But see, now the advantage of Pro is that again, we want to save in time. So with Canva, I can take what I just asked it because did you see me break it up into bullet points? I can take that into a presentation, a blank presentation, put some images on, like for to make a carousel for Instagram.
You might need to just show it.
And then, okay, hold on. Let me, and because with Canva Pro, you can switch from one format to another, like a presentation into an Instagram story, into a Instagram post, into a Facebook post, into a TikTok video. You see what I'm saying? You can
Yeah,
only do that with Pro. So it saves time, because now I would have to take that text from Canva and go in and pick a presentation and paste and this and that, where it does it easily. It converts
right.
it one format to the other with just a click.
Correct.
Okay, so that's the advantage of Canva Pro. Okay, yes, it's worth it. So does everybody? Let's get back to the element of what this is about. The crucial factor,
Is
growing
that
an audience, because you need to grow and nurture an audience in order to get them on this customer journey with you, and then they at the end they buy. You don't start with the buying. You don't start with this the hard sell, because people are used to that. That's an ad. If you want to do that, just make an ad.
and it's still going to be a hard sell with the ad because it's
You
going to
still got
take
to know.
you, because the ad has to work on the person. That
Right.
is why McDonald's and all of the other food people, they keep running ads over and over and over and over and over again until you go, oh, maybe I want to try that. Even it takes a long time. That's a long road. But
Yeah.
if you developing customers because you studied the research as to why they want to buy, it'll get you there more quickly than
Yes, that's the reason why old brands, and I mean old brands like McDonald's, they've been around since the, I think, 40s or 50s. Um, Old brands like McDonald's and Nike, P&G, and this is why they have an audience built in of years of running ads or putting content. P&G made soap operas because they wanted to sell soap, and they
right.
did a pretty good job.
Yep.
So, but I'm saying I have an I want to build my audience. How do I do that? I'm not an established brand like Nike and McDonald's, where they could just, people just automatically go there
Right.
because they don't need to think about it. But we got to think about, well, how do I get them? Why do they want to buy this? Why do they want to, not even from me, why do they want to buy the item? Why do they want the service? That's what I'm trying to tell you to get with this. The psychological part of why would they want it, and then everybody's not going to want it. So first you got to start there. Everybody's not your customer, so we don't want everybody. You hear that a lot. I want everybody 18 and 80. No. So you have to decide, what's my core group, what are their, not even the demographics, that's the numbers. Women college age with between 30, 35 and 40, and this, those are demographics. And we talked about this before, and we talked about psychographics, the things that they care about. So Chat GPT can help us with this, because we are asking, why would somebody want to buy a house plant? And that's such a basic question. And with brands like McDonald's and Nike, we don't even think, I want to buy some sneakers. What are you buying? Most of the time, Nike. There are other brands,
Right.
but most of the time, you don't even know why. You just gravitate toward that brand because it's an older brand, it's ingrained, they've done the work. So all they have to do is put out new products.
And can I say this other word is trust.
Yes,
You,
that's
you
it.
you're buying their trust. It's like they've been around a long time. I trust that they're gonna be here tomorrow.
Hey, Dr. Tachi, no
They
matter,
got
you're not late.
you trust that they're gonna be there tomorrow, so it's okay. Okay, if I can. But with a new brand, trust is being built.
Yes, they don't know you. So why would they buy? And like I said, you have a business owners are like, "Oh, this is my baby. Oh, isn't it beautiful?" And people are like, "No, I don't need that." and they'll move on. So I'm saying, as a business owner, get out of the fact that, well, I make the best this, or my prices are this, whatever those reasons are. You're not starting from the mind of your audience, the person that, and the people that are going to buy from you are going to come from that. So you got to know what motivates them. What are their pain points? What are their problems? What are their issues? What makes them take that step to buy? So we got to get all that, and the AI tools can help with that. So this is what's coming. So do you see another use for it besides the write me a blog post about the 5 different ways? Yeah, that's great. But we can use it for much more, and more to come.
Right.
So is this great, or is this scary?
No, this is good because I can do my market research now and really get into the mind of why a customer is buying whatever they're buying in whatever uh, realm they're buying it in. Why do people like chocolate? Why do people want the chocolate chip cookies?
Yes,
But
versus a different kind of cookie.
mhm,
You can find it. So we were starting, Dr. Tachi, we were starting with, I was saying about building an audience. You have to know their pain points, why they need your product or service. So we did a demo with Chat GPT and with Canva. So I started out, what are the needs, wants, problems, desires of a person who wants to buy a house plant. And then, more minds you get, great minds, as more minds you get more ideas. So we turn that into challenges of people who want to buy a house plant. And it's just the way, and she knows this, it's just the way that you ask
the
with
question.
the prompt. Yes, the prompt is the key to what you get out of these AI tools. The prompt, how you ask it. You may need to attack it more than one way. So see, I start out, what are the needs, wants, problems, and then we came in here and it became challenges. And then there was another one. I didn't copy it. Did I copy it? Let me go back to Canva real quick. There was another one that we did. Oh, why do people want to buy house plants?
Which is more direct.
And then we got some ideas. But when we did challenges of people who want to buy a house plant, it came up with the benefits and the challenges. But I picked out, I was like, the first line, it says buying a house plant can be a great way to add beauty and life to your home. And I said, aha, that's the germ of it there. Right? One
Yep.
of the reasons I want to beautify my home. I don't have any plans. I want to look at something nice. I want something breathing in my house. Not the, okay, what type of plant? That's second step. I want
Now,
one
now
I
that
want the first step.
now that I know that I want to beautify my home, which plants are going to do that for me? Then you can, like you said, after I've identified that this is going to help me in my home, how it's going to help me. Now, which
Right.
ones do I want? And then at that point, Mark had a comment. He said, "You do not,"
What is that?
uh, followed by, "Why Mark should never be allowed to buy houseplants."
Oh, Jill says she's excited because I didn't see the comments, guys. When I'm looking at this, I can't see what you're saying. So, um, Jill says AI is not a monolith. Exactly. Each tool is going to bring you a different answer in a different way. So that's why we're not just going with one. I think I had the link, was it with future AI tools, or future tools
Yes,
AI?
future tools.
Okay, future tools AI. Go to that website and you'll see there's way more that do all kinds of different things. And the key is we got to learn how to ask it what we want in the way that it can give us the information we want, not to manipulate, but I wanted to get to the idea of what makes somebody want a plant. Not, oh, you should just buy a plant because of the oxygen that's not giving me the detail that I need. I want to get in here.
I like what Jill said. It's the shortcut. Using the AI is a shortcut to market research.
Right. So we talked about Chat GPT and AI being the shortcut to creating content, market research, creating social media posts and things in that. So there's more to come, is what I'm saying. This is just the scratching the surface, right?
Yeah.
And the purpose of all this is why? Because as business owners, you want to maximize your time, you want to make it work for you. You don't want to spend a lot of time on things like we said. I forgot what her name. She said she spent like hours trying to think of a social media post, and I'm like, no, because you're trying to get it perfect. And she even said, I'm trying to get it perfect. No, you want it done. We don't want perfect,
Yeah.
because social media is it's like potato chips. You just and the way Instagram works is that nobody goes back and sees what you did last year, unless they're a stalker. They're looking at the last couple of things you posted on your profile. They're rarely going to scroll all the way down to 2001. Well, I said this in 2001. Why do I need to say it 2023? Because there's people that didn't hear it. And you
Right.
can format it different ways, and you can make a reel. You can do this, a carousel. So you see how that content mix, this wheel, it can be so simple but so complicated. But don't make it difficult by not putting out content. Just put it out. If it doesn't work, oh, only got 5 likes. So what? You can, if after a couple weeks or a month you don't like it there, go and archive it. And then decide, I'm going to take that same caption, but I'm going to make a reel. I'm going to do something different with it and put it back out again. No one's checking and saying, well, you said that in 2020. You said that last year, August 3rd at 12:30 p.m. Nobody's doing that. You can reuse content. It's helpful.
Right. Because again, most people didn't see it the first time
Right.
around.
They did not see it.
And that's also because Instagram is not serving it up.
No.
So you're going to have to say it 2 or 3 times in order for it to be recognized. And this is even within the group. It's like us posting to our Facebook group. People are not seeing everything they could see, because you're going to have to re-strategize that, because it's not.
People are busy, they're doing other things. They may come into your Facebook group a week after you posted something last week, that not to sign up or to buy, or something that's time relevant, but just information. And they may not see it because they're not going to scroll all the way back the next week.
They're not. Do you scroll all the way back to somebody's feed to find something?
Nope. You see what's on top, the first couple skimmable things. And this is how, even with Google, when you're doing a search, people do a search on Google, they're not looking at that whole page. They look at the first 3 or 4 things. It used to be the first page that they would look at. Now it's just the first couple of things, and they move on because they found what they wanted.
Right.
So these are things to think about. And as I said, our track is different from the influencer, from a person that's creating to get a brand or sponsorship deal. Business owners are in this for the attention is there. There's a potential audience is there. I have to connect with them in the right way, in the shortest way possible, to give them what they want, so they go and investigate what I have to offer. And then the process of buying from me is right there in a clickable link, and you make the process easy. That's what it's about for us. So that's why it's it's 2 different tracks. So we got to think about it in the way that works for us. So I want to build an audience. I'm not Nike. I'm not McDonald's. I'm not P&G and all these other craft that have been around for hundreds of years. We're not them. So you have to say, well, okay, I need to work on this. How do I work on it? Quick, fast, and easy. Here's API tools to the rescue. And you pick the one that you like. And we talk about Chat GPT because it's the hottest thing. It's like TikTok. It's like everybody can't stop. They can't stop talking about this Chat GPT and the discoveries that they're coming up with. It's like a magic wand to them. So there's more things to do than to say, write me a blog post about XYZ. There's way more and more to come. So we got to get used to it.
Thank
And
you. TJ, thank you.
you're
This
welcome.
was an hour well spent. If
You're welcome.
anybody took something away from this today, and I think Jill did, and Mark and Dr. Tachi and anybody else who's watching this is good because it just simplified your content making and made it more
Right. And the reason why this
right.
works like this is because it's simply a database that gathered information before 2021. Just remember that when you go into ChatGPT, they say everything before 2021. So that's why anything that's really current, like the latest one, is not going to be in there. But any data before there that's been on the internet sitting around gathering dust, well, this thing is the little dust buster going around, or the little robot things, the robot sweepers that go around, is gathering all the dust and bringing it back quick, fast, and in a hurry, so you can make your content and then move on.
Jill said
Just
that.
as red.
Yes,
Okay,
this
well, I'm glad that this that you that you sharing my excitement, because I was excited. I said, "Ooh, another thing to do with it versus what everybody else is doing with it, which is just putting in things, copying the five different ways and they're pasting, copying and pasting and running off." And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. This is a great tool to use, and like Jill said, market research, and even I would go and I said before, like the psychographics, the why. I wanted to know why they want to buy. Why do they want to buy? And you do it yourself. Why do they want to buy XYZ? And it's going to get better. So,
yep.
all
So
right.
be sure to follow Terry Johnson online everywhere. She brings us quality information and tools that we can use every week, Tuesdays, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, right here at Bizchicks.
And also last week I said I had a AI prompt list, and what I did was I set up a chat thing, but it's on my Facebook, Terry Johnson Online. But if you want it, you can go here, terryjohnsononline.com/info, join the Discord. It's living there. It's already in there, and I got more stuff that I'm going to put in there. So you might just want to join the Discord. But I was trying out a chat bot thing, but it's only on my Facebook page. So, but I think this way is better, because if you go to the Discord, and you don't have to use the app, Discord is .com. Discord.com is on the web too.
Right. So be sure to come back next Tuesday because we're gonna get some more stuff. We just into January and we got some major stuff
Do
going on.
you see? Do you see what's going on? That's why everybody's so excited. But I'm like, I'm looking beyond what people are doing with it, the surface stuff, and I'm like, okay, we really gonna use this thing to help us grow our businesses and save time.
Yes.
Really.
Oh my gosh. And then be sure to join Biz Chicks. You can text Biz to 33777, and or you can go to bizchicks.net. Join the community. We want to showcase what you do to the rest of the world, or to the rest of our world. And we just want to say thank you for tuning in today. We appreciate your time, appreciate all that you do. Be sure to follow TJ. Yes, Dr. Tachi, get beyond the surface.
That's where we going. We're going beyond this. We're going deep.
And it's good. And you can go deep with somebody that's a guide. You're not wondering if the guide gonna leave you out in the
And
field.
listen, I'm not the expert. Everybody, oh, I got a chat GP course and this and that. This thing is beyond. This thing is like, what's the biggest planet? It's beyond that. It's a galaxy of information, of tools that we're going to use. We're just scratching the surface. This is beginning.
And you can
So
come here and get some help. And we just gonna, like we
we're
did
going to talk
today, we
about it.
went in there and played with it. And I'm like, oh, then you can go home and play with it on your own.
Yeah, whenever I discover it, we're gonna do it here. So, because I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't just be me excited about this, and I'm not like, oh, well, write me an ebook. No, we're not doing that. Or write me a blog post. Or write me a so. No, I'm not doing that. We're doing more. We're doing more, like Dr. Todd, beyond the surface. We're
Yes,
going deep.
going deep. All right, so we will see you tomorrow. Coach Karen will be here. TJ, like I said, will be back on Tuesday, Thursday. We're talking happy, healthy habits with Robin Shimizu. And then on Friday, we are talking tech.
Yep.
So looking forward to talking to you all real soon. It's okay to make money in your business. So don't forget to go to remember to go to the front of your own line, and we will
Yep.
see you really soon.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.